Hello and welcome to our Pelican Delivers Driver app webinar. My name is Justin Holden and I am the Chief Driving Officer with Pelican Delivers, which basically just means I'm here to make sure that our drivers have a great experience, that you guys are all making good money, and that if you haven't run into any problems or have any questions that we get those answered for you. My goal with this webinar is to get you guys familiar with how the app works, tips on how to interact with bud tenders and customers, understanding the payout, what we expect from you, and what we also expect as we open up more stores, more features, and more opportunities. So let's just kick right into this and start off with how the whole thing works. Essentially, customers will go online and create their accounts at pelicandelivers.com. They can then place orders. They must be within 20 miles to the nearest retail cannabis store. During checkout, they add a tip if they would like to. Drivers do get 100% of the tips that they add to the checkout screen. Once they've confirmed their order, it then sends out a ping to all of the drivers that are closest to the retail store. You must have your active status set to on. We'll talk a little bit more about that on that page. If you get the ping and you accept the drive, you then go to the store and the bud tenders will already have the order ready for you. Basically what you're going to do, you'll have their order on your phone. You'll verify everything that the bud tender got together in the bag with what you have on your screen. If it all looks good, you click pick up, and then you head over to the customer's address or wherever they want to pick up their products. When you arrive, introduce yourself, scan their ID, and we're going to scan the back side of their ID. If you look at the back of your ID, you'll see a little barcode on there, and that's what we're scanning. And then you just press complete. That's it. Hand them their products and you're good to go. Funds are immediately transferred into your PayPal account. So make sure you've got a valid PayPal account set up and the email in the PayPal part of the app. Drivers receive 80% of the delivery costs minus 50 cents for each transaction. So for example, deliveries right now start at $5 as an initial $5 delivery fee and then $1 per mile. So if you do a 5-mile delivery and that comes to about $10, we then you would get 80% of that, so you get $8 minus 50 cents, so that would a total of $7.50 would get transferred to your account for that delivery. We figure you can do about 4 drives per hour if you're pretty consistent with those kind of drives, which should equate to about $30 an hour. If you don't have if you already have your account, when you open up the app, you'll go right to the login screen. What you'll do is you put in your email and password that you used when you signed up. If you don't remember that information, contact customer support and we can get you your email that you used to sign up. The password you'll have to do forgot password, and then it will send you information to your email on how to set that up. If you are trying to log in and you're pretty sure you've got everything correct, it could be that you haven't been verified yet. Some of the reasons drivers are not verified would be incorrect information, like an expiration date on their insurance. So if it's not valid, or your driver's license is expired and you didn't notice when you initially set up your account, that could be reasons, as well as certain background information that may pop up making you ineligible to drive. Either way, contact customer support at pelicandelivers.com to find out why your account hasn't been verified and why you can't log in. We generally do send out that information. Maybe you just haven't noticed the email yet. So if you are having troubles logging in, just send us another email and we can continue that process to make sure we can get you set up and ready to drive with us. If you do know anyone that would like to drive with Pelican Delivers, they can actually download the app. Right now it's only available on iTunes, on any iOS version 11 and up capable device. So that's iPhone 4S, 5S, and then iPhone 6 and up, as well as some iPad versions can use this app and you can drive with. It will be coming to Android. We're hoping somewhere in the next 90 days, so early 2020 is our goal to have the Android app ready. So drivers can enroll now, even if they just have an Android device, and then when that app launches, they'll already be verified. They can log into the Android version of the app at that time and start driving. So this is what the sign up looks like if you do sign up through the app. I'm just going to breeze through this real quick so you can kind of see the screen. Again, some of you may have already signed up through here, but it's pretty simple. Just that basic information. When you open up your app, and you've logged in, you'll then come to the home screen. When you have an accepted drive, that's what's going to be right here. So if you've already accepted a drive and you've opened your app back up, it comes right to this main screen. That's where you're going to see active drives. Next, what we're going to do is look up at the three bars here, and that's going to be your menu information. So let's go through some of the options up there in the driver app menu. When you click on it, first of all, you'll see your name and your email used in your account. And then you've got activity status, PayPal info, payout history, change password, and log out. So first of all, activity status. This is what sets the app on. Basically, it means you're telling the system that you're available to pick up orders, you're ready to work. If you need to take a break, or you're not driving, or you don't plan on accepting any drives, please have this turned off. This is a convenience for customers to make shorter wait times. If you keep receiving pings and not accepting them, all you're doing is slowing down the process for customers. So really only have this on if you're ready to drive. Now, that doesn't mean you need to be sitting and waiting around in your car. You can be doing stuff around the house, or if you got errands you're going to run. I don't even mind if you're out shopping or whatever. But the second a ping comes in and you are ready to accept that drive, we do expect you to be prompt and get to the store where they place their order as soon as possible. Next on the menu is your PayPal info. So this is where your payments are going to be sent to. So make sure that you set your PayPal account up and that you've got the email address linked to that PayPal account on this screen. If it isn't correct, you're not going to have the best of time with that, or you may even receive errors when trying to complete the drive. So very important that you have that set up correctly. Here's the next screen. That's going to be your payout history. So as you keep completing drives, you'll see all the payouts there going to you from the drives that you've done. You can also change your password on the change password screen. And then we've got our contact support screen. Again, you can just click on the phone number that calls the Pelican support office directly, or you can send us an email, support@pelicandelivers.com. Just by clicking on it, that will open up your email client and create a new mail to send us. If you're on a drive and you do need something, we do recommend that you call us. That is an urgent time, and definitely we would love to pick up your calls and help you out when you're on the road like that. If it's something where you just need a general question answered, or maybe you've got some information change like a new insurance or new plates or something that you need to update for your vehicle, or just general questions, please send those over to the email and we'll get to them as soon as we can. Now on the bottom of the screen, so we're going to talk about these 4 buttons along the bottom of the app. Again, the first one being the home, where active deliveries are. The next screen is for your delivery history. So this will show you all the deliveries that you've accepted and completed in the course of your delivery history with Pelican Delivers. The next screen is going to be your profile. Here's where you can see the information you've provided, as well as making any changes. If you want to change something like your car insurance paperwork, this will be the section here for the picture of your vehicle. If you want to change any of those images or re-upload them, the feature is currently not available to do that. However, we are implementing that soon. So for now, if you do need to update any documents or pictures, please send those to support@pelicandelivers.com. If you need to change your information, like regular profile stuff, simply click on Edit Profile, and that'll take you to here, and you can simply click on Account for that basic information, or click on Address to change your address. And I'll show you what those screens look like here. This is, again, editing your account, first name, last name, email, phone number, date of birth, and you can re-upload your driver photo. I have seen some people upload their driver's license here. Please, if you can, click on that if that's the case, and just put up a selfie, something so when customers see you pull up to the home and have the product, they kind of expect what you look like, so they know you're the person bringing their delivery. Secondly, you can also update the address here, and that's for your address there and you can update. Now, when you get incoming orders, that's going to be on this last page. So if your phone is in sleep mode or you're doing something else on your phone, maybe you're browsing social media or doing something on the web, and a delivery comes in, you'll actually get a ping. It looks very similar to just a regular notification, push notification. You can press that and it'll bring you to this screen with the incoming order. Or if you have any orders, I believe it also shows up on that screen. We will be implementing a queue system. When you are doing deliveries, we do recommend that you park at the store that you wish to work at, especially when we start getting lots of orders coming in, and it will put you into a queue system. I'll talk a little bit more about that later on. So when that ping comes in and you've clicked on it, it takes you to this screen. So you'll see the storefront. That's where the order is going to be picked up, as well as the address for that. For instance, here we've got Better Buds in Port Hadlock, the address 841 Ness's Corner. And then you've basically given 30 seconds to accept that delivery. All you do is click the green accept button. If you're unable to at that time, maybe you forgot you had your activity status set to on and you just can't pick up a delivery at that moment, you can go ahead and hit decline. Or if something comes up and you just couldn't do it in that moment, go ahead and hit decline. And that will then send that order to the next available driver. We do want to keep these times low as possible so that customers, when they place their order, get pretty fast acceptance. So the quicker they can get their delivery, the better the service will be. The better that it is, the more they'll want to do more orders, the more orders you'll get to drive. Yeah, right now it is set on a 30-second timer, and that may change. Again, if you keep finding maybe that you're opening the app and missing it just because of timing, please let us know so that we can adjust that timer. So far, we've had pretty good luck with the 30-second timer. Once you click accept, you cannot cancel the order without causing some serious problems. So if you are available, you're ready to accept that order, make sure once you click accept that you're ready to carry out the delivery process all the way through to make sure it's complete. And I'll explain a little bit more about why it causes some problems later on in this video. Once you've accepted it, you'll be given some of the delivery info. When you walk into the store, this is probably the screen you're going to want to keep out just so you can see all the products that you're going to want to verify. Bud tenders also receive this information when you come to the shop. They'll already have this in a bag ready for you. All you're going to do is really verify that those items are the correct items. So again, here's kind of an example of what it looks like when the ping comes in. It'll just kind of come up on your screen like this. Also, once the bud tenders have your order ready, you will get a notification for that, and that's what that notification is telling you. So if you aren't already at the store, or if you are at the store, come on in. What you're going to want to do is just introduce yourself to the bud tenders, tell them which order you're here to pick up. Say you're with Pelican Delivers, verify that order, and then you'll click the pick up screen. And that notifies the customer that you've arrived to the store, you've picked up their products, and now you're ready to bring it to them. Before you get to the store, if you click ETA, that does open up an estimate. It sends an estimate out to the customer, gives you an estimate on how long it takes to get to the store. We are going to be making that so that it automatically loads Google Maps with directions. That way, if you don't know how to get to the store or you need directions, it will open up that navigation for you. The message button before you pick up will also message the bud tenders or the store where the item is to be picked up. If you have any questions beforehand, normally shouldn't really need to click on that too often, but there's always a chance. Once you've picked that up, we're going to head to the next screen, which is here. So once you've picked up, it'll then kind of switch locations to the user's location. For instance, that's their user location here, as well as a phone and the ability to message. When you click ETA at this point, that should give you directions using Google Map to bring you to the customer's house. Soon, again, that feature's coming. For now, it just sends out an ETA about how long it takes to get there. If you click on message, you will be able to contact the user. Please don't contact the user by phone first. Always use the message button first if you want to contact them. If you, for instance, are lost or need help getting to their house, or sometimes, you know, customers live apartment that might be hard to navigate around, use the message features for that. I also like to use the message feature right when you pull up, you know you're at the right place. I always like to send a message and just say, hey, this is your driver with Pelican Delivers. I'm here. Make sure to bring your ID with you. That way, the checkout process is as smooth as possible. If you run into any issues, like the Hood Canal Bridge being open, for instance, that's near Port Hadlock, or you get into an accident, or there is an accident ahead of you, or something that's going to delay you, please message the customer and then also call customer support and let them know what's going on. That way we can stay in the loop. And if there's something we can do to help, we can help from our end. Once you arrive to the customer's house and you pull up, you're going to want to ask the customer for their ID. You're going to want to scan the back side of their ID. You'll see a barcode there. And all you do is you click the ID scan button, and that'll bring up basically what looks like your camera window with a little rectangle in it. You'll center the ID in the little rectangle. It does the scan, and as long as that's the ID associated with that user's account, you'll get a little green check mark. It'll bring you back to the screen with a little green check mark, which means that the scan was complete. You then click on completed, which is grayed out now. That'll light up after you've scanned their ID, and you can complete the order. Hand them their products, and you're good to go. And that's just how simple it is, guys. Now I'm going to go over some tips and tricks, interacting with bud tender, other questions that may come up, as well as just general things you're going to want to keep in mind when doing deliveries. So first of all, when you get to a store interacting with bud tenders, here's just a couple of tips. First of all, be patient. If they are busy with customers, often, your local cannabis store can be pretty busy. They have to deal with each customer individually. So just be patient, wait for them to call on you. If you've got your phone with the order in hand, if you see maybe they're in between customers, ready to call on someone, you can always raise your hand and just show them the phone. They may notice that means you're a Pelican Deliver driver, and they may just grab you real quick because they can cash you out quickly. Go ahead and introduce yourself, tell them your first name, tell them you're with Pelican Delivers and you're here to pick up the order, and that order number will be on the phone. Once they grab the order, make sure, just go through that, double check, make sure they didn't miss anything, that all the correct products are in the bag. Again, we are going to add some features like photos of the products to help speed up that process. But it's very important that you're bringing the customer the right product. So a little extra verification there never hurts. Once you've got that order, click the pickup button. You're ready to drive. Maybe send them some nooks. Be friendly with your bud tenders. They're here to help. So that's my advice with interacting with bud tenders. And then for customers, we've got, just a little bit of extra things you're going to want to do. First thing first, when you drive there, park in a good location in case the customer doesn't answer the door promptly. Don't double park or park in front of a hydrant or park somewhere in a handicap spot like you're not supposed to be. If the customer takes a few minutes to get to the door or something happens and you're stuck in parking, I'd hate for you to get a ticket while you're waiting around for that to happen. Also, the second you pull up, just message them from the app. Let them know you've arrived and remind them to have their ID ready. It will make the process much smoother. You can leave the order in your car or bring it with you. It is Washington law to leave any cannabis products in the trunk of your vehicle. It does need to be in what's considered a locked box, which your trunk is. The glove box or cargo container in the middle console, those are not considered locked boxes, and they are within the driver's reach. So it is against the Washington law to have product within your reach as a driver or within anyone else in the vehicle. So make sure you're leaving the products in the trunk when you drive. If you do not have a trunk like a hatchback or a truck, just make sure it's as far from your reach as possible in case you run into the law. When you arrive, introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Justin with Pelican Delivers. Are you so-and-so? You should have the customer's name. If not, just say, hey, I am with Justin with Pelican Delivers. I've got your order ready. Anything like that's fine. And then you're going to want to ask them if it's okay to scan the back of their ID so that you can verify them. If they're hesitant, be polite and tell them you cannot hand over their order until their ID is scanned. Some customers may think it's weird that someone's trying to basically what looks like take a picture of their ID. So just assure them that it's the back, not the front, so that they don't think that you're taking a picture of the front part of their ID with all their information. If they do not have their ID, you cannot complete the order. We cannot give products to people that are not verified on the system as being over 21. So that's very important. So this is one of the reasons why you can leave your order in the car, just in case they forgot their ID, it's the wrong ID, or it's not the right person. It can bring up some interesting interactions. So maybe you want to leave the order in the car until you've finished scanning their ID. I leave this up to you guys to find out what works best for you. Once their ID is scanned, hand them the bag and ask them if they want to double check it. Wait for them to verify that all the products are correct before completing the order. Once the customer is satisfied and they say, yep, everything looks great, go ahead and click complete on the app, and that finishes and instantly pays you through your PayPal account. Say thank you and have a great day. If they offer you a cash tip, you're more than welcome to accept it. Again, they are able to tip prior through the app, and we're going to add some other features to also tip after the fact. But currently, if they do want to give you a cash tip, feel free to accept it and just give them a nice thanks. Important stuff to remember, guys: no passengers in the vehicle while doing deliveries. If you do happen to, be close to home, maybe you're driving with family, you're really close, and you can drop them off. So you get that delivery pop in. Go ahead, click accept, drop the family off, and then go pick up. That's fine. If you do have an animal with you, I don't see that that's going to be a huge problem. However, I do recommend no passengers or animals in the vehicle when possible. No hitchhikers either, guys. We don't want anyone in the vehicle when you show up to a customer's house, just you and their product. Keep your vehicle clean and presentable, especially the outside. You don't need to be meticulous, but it's nice if you've got a presentable looking car when you show up, or presentable looking vehicle when you show up to a customer's house. Have your ID and valid documents on you at all times. Very important. In case you get pulled over, it's just going to make life easier. Keep products in the trunk and out of your reach again, just to reiterate that. Personal hygiene is important, but you don't need to, we don't have any certain dress codes. You don't need to be in a suit and tie. Just feel free to dress casual and comfortably. You could be in your car for a long time if you're accepting a lot of drives, but we do want you to at least smell nice and look as nice as possible. Only one delivery at a time. I don't know that there's going to be an issue in that, but just keep that in mind. If you are on delivery and maybe you get another ping, just hold off on that for now. Could be a feature that we're updating. I'll let you guys know when you can accept deliveries while delivering to keep you guys constantly busy. Be prompt, but follow the driving laws. Again, like I said, if you get a ping and you're almost home and you feel free to accept, just make it quick, do what you need to do so you can get to the store as soon as possible. I understand that, you can't just sit there and wait all the time. That's one of the great features about this. You're able to have the app on while you continue with your life and accept drives when you can. Just be as prompt as you can so that we can get products to customers. The faster they get their products, the more they'll be likely to order online and the better tips you'll get. Smile, be friendly, be yourself. Try to keep the interaction short. If they have questions, though, feel free to answer them. If you don't know the answers to questions, feel free to say, hey, I don't know. I'm just a driver. Feel free to call the store or contact Pelican Delivers if you have questions about your orders or anything else that you're unable to answer. If you encounter any problems during delivery, please call customer service. Again, I can't stress this enough. If you're in the middle of a delivery, you've pressed accept, you must call us and let us know so that we can deal with those problems as you're on the road. If you need anything outside of a delivery, though, just email us. If it's not something you need done right away, or you've got a document update or a question or maybe an idea to help us better update our Pelican app, make everything better, send those emails to us. I'm reading those every day, trying to make this better, and your advice and your experience is exactly what we need in order to make this service as best as it can be. And no Pelican markings in or on the vehicle. Please don't make your own Pelican markings. We don't want cars to be branded or hats or anything visible from the outside. Once the general public gets a little more used to Pelican Delivers, maybe they think, oh, there's product in the car that I can rob. And we don't want you guys to have to worry about those kind of issues. If you don't look any distinguishably different from every other car on the road, it'll just be safer for you and everyone else involved. So no Pelican markings in or on the vehicle. Upcoming features: multiple vehicles in your account, ability to re-upload documents, photos, Google Maps integration, again with the ETA buttons, pictures of products for easier verification. We are working on making the initial ping sound when requests come in for delivery much louder, much more noticeable. Sometimes it can be easy to miss those notifications, so we're working on that feature right now. So if you do have the alert status on, you're ready to accept drives, just keep your phone within hand's reach just in case you get those notifications, because they can be missed if your phone is in the other room right now. We're also going to institute a driver queue, so if you are waiting at the closest store for any orders to come in, it will be fair in case there are other drivers already waiting that have been there longer. They'll get the first pings and then you. We're also working on our ability to transfer a delivery to another driver. If you run into any issues, like I said, with a flat tire or breakdown or something like that, where a customer could be stuck without getting their product or waiting too long a time, we are going to have the ability for a driver to pick up their product at your location and finish the drive for you. We've also got so much more. If you've got any questions, please send them over to support@pelicandelivers.com or give us a call, 360-328-2297. The only other thing I want to leave you guys with here before I go is, after you accept a transaction, it's very important that you don't cancel it unless you absolutely have to, and you must call customer service before you do any canceling. Once you've picked up the order, you cannot drop the order back off at the retail cannabis store. It is illegal for them to re-accept those products, which means if you get to a customer's house and they do not show up, if, for instance, you show up to a customer's house and maybe a kid shows up to the door with the parent's ID, do not give the order to anyone under 21. Now, if a husband or wife is ordering and the spouse opens the door, or some other adult answers the door and they have the ID, that's fine. As long as the ID scans and you're handing it to an adult at that location, feel free to hand them that product. But if it's a situation where a kid comes to the door with the ID, you cannot hand them that product. If they do not answer, or you get to the location and they're not there, and you message them and you've waited 5-10 minutes and they're still not showing up and you don't know what to do, we cannot return the product. So that's a situation. Call customer service so we can handle. Every situation is going to be different. So contact us so we can tell you what to do in those very rare circumstances, which may happen. But most of the time, people, I think, are going to be there and excited to grab their product that they just paid for. So thank you guys for joining in the webinar. I hope that answers many or all of your questions. We're going to be doing these pretty regularly. I'd love to have you guys on. We're thinking about doing this once every other week. And anytime that the app gets any big updates, which a lot of updates are coming, this way you guys can stay in the loop. And again, your questions are super important to us. That way we can get these answered and I can add those to future versions of these webinars. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being a Pelican driver. We're really excited to have you guys with this. This is a really huge opportunity. We're really excited to be building this. We know that this is going to be monstrous and it's really going to change the game. So thank you guys for being a part of this, and have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time.